right, it's June, so that means D-Day is on the table for the first time in quite a while here on the channel. Let's take a closer look at the armies. Little different for the Germans today. We've got two infantry companies. The first is a beach defense company upgraded with the 352nd command card to give them slightly better assault and motivation. We got 3 core platoons of the beach grenadiers themselves with 5 MG teams. They've been upgraded instead of rifle MGs. Each platoon has 2 heavy machine guns and a Panzer Schreck, and they all have Panzer Fausts. Then we have also in that company, we have a battery of 8cm mortars, the 2 command teams, a battery of heavy machine guns, a platoon of Pack 38s with 5cm guns, and a battery of 12cm mortars. Second company is an understrength Fallschirmjäger company from D-Day. They have rocking 2 platoons with 10 men in the platoons. Then we have in each platoon a heavy machine gun and 2 Panzer Schrecks, and also Panzer Faust across the company. Then the command teams, company commander, and a battery of 8 Fallschirmjäger mortars. And then in support, we have 2 Martyrs, 2 7.5cm Pack 40s with pack front, 2 88s with pack front, and a small section of quad 2cm AA that I pulled out and swapped out some points for once Ben got his army on the table. And you'll see why. So, Ben, take us through your force.
And so, for D-Day, as is proper, the Americans have broke out the armory and brought almost everything we got today. So, we have the core for the breakout, of course. Beach is already hopefully behind us. So, there is an armored rifle. These are veterans at this stage, transplants up from Italy maybe, but they are eager and rearing to go. So we've got our HQ over here, 3 full-strength platoons just lined up like the parking lot. We have a Scots with them, as well as our armored mortars down here on the road. We have for support, we then have some AA, unknown to us that the Luftwaffe is absent. We do have some Greyhounds, a full-strength recon unit to lead us off the beaches. We do then have some priests and some mighty M12s come rolling up. The Air Force is present today, clear skies as you can see. We do have an AOP for those artillery batteries. And then we've also got Stewards, veteran Stewards linked in to try and push us through any machine gun nests. And we found from our neighboring beach a platoon of Rangers. So hopefully they can help also clear out any hard assaults. But a lot of artillery, a lot of mechanized, air power is present, and let's just hope they can break through all these deadly hedgerows.
All right, here we are after deployment. So we've got the center objective there. I placed an objective in the bottom right-hand corner of my deployment area. Ben placed his objective essentially mirroring me over there.
Crossroads?
Yep. All pretty stock standard for us. So deployment-wise, I deployed first. I've got Fallschirmjägers on the left flank with the 2 pack front Pack 40s. I've got my Grenadiers holding the center here with the mortars, the Pack 38s, the heavy machine guns supporting the Flak 88s, and the truck AA right there. And then on my right flank, we've got our big mortars, the other Grenadier platoon, and the Martyrs. Playing pretty defensively here because he's got a lot of vehicles with a lot of machine guns. We'll see what we can do. Speaking of, Ben has put his Rangers over on this flank, supporting his
Rangers
section.
with the
Stewards.
Stewards.
Oh, hiding in behind the hedgerow there. Yep.
Yeah, Stewards. The M8 with the recon. His jeeps are in the next field over. We got the M12s lined up in these fields back here, with the first of our armored rifle platoons still mounted. We have 1 armored rifle platoon in the center of town, a couple guys in the buildings, the rest of us just dismounted, ready to advance to the Lilac Field. On road, we have the Scots set to lead the 3rd armored rifle platoon still mounted. The HQ's here next to the church. They're going in the church and going into the steeple first turn. And then over here we've got the priests set up in the field and the flak batteries to support them.
Excellent.
Our AA is standing by, or our air power is hopefully going to have a presence today.
We'll see. So just a couple of things to note. Hedgerows are tall and bulletproof terrain. We have a couple of rules. I don't know if they're actually in the rule book, but if you're touching along the line of the hedgerow. You can see into the next field over. And then if you're
Pretty sure that's legit.
I think it is, but I don't know for sure.
If
So
not,
we're just going to
that's how
caveat
we
that.
are.
And then technically tall terrain is an infinite height, but we're house ruling that if you're in the church steeple or on top of the hill, you can see over it for spotting bombardments. So that will be our setup, and we will roll to see who gets first turn. Grab a nice German die. We'll get a tie, a 3 and a 3. A 3 and a 3.
Third one is a dice switch.
Hey! I will get first turn this time, so we'll be back after German, turn 1. So in a successful turn 1, I have moved. And that's about it. This Grenadier platoon and the Martyrs took up position along the hedge line there as a defense line. The Grenadier platoon in the tree line supporting the 88 dug in, so they're in foxholes. The MG42 teams, they advanced and then followed me to move up to try and take the objective. The command team for the Grenadiers moved over and attempted to follow me, but did not work. The Pack 38s cross-country dashed to get into base-to-base contact to be able to see through the bocage. That Grenadier platoon just kind of spread out. 8 centimeters moved up the hill. The Fallschirmjäger platoon has advanced, leaving behind 2 of its MG42s and 2 rifle MG teams to protect the Pack 40s. And on the left flank, the FJ 8 centimeters have dug in, whereas the platoon has advanced. And that will be my turn 1. Not a lot happening yet because of all the line of sight blocking terrain. So, on to American turn 1. Turn 1 US movement. Take us through it.
Looks a lot like the German turn. We had no planes arrive. The AOP didn't matter because no bombardments for meeting engagement. So everyone has moved up. We'll start over on the left. The Stuarts dashed out of their field. They're coming up here. Some of them are touching the column just to gaze up the corridor there, but the rest are not quite on the fields for this turn, or at least pressed up to it. Rangers have crossed over the hedgerow as well. The Greyhound platoon moved up. The half-track platoon moved up here with their platoon having dismounted and advanced through the hedgerow. First one has advanced through the buildings into the lavender field in depth, with their half-tracks moving up behind. A couple of them are in the building here. The platoon that was on the road, their half-tracks have moved up while they dismounted. A lot of them are in this 2-story building. A couple of them are in the church. The mortar half-tracks just advanced slightly. Just bringing them up into their 50 range and just to line up for, seeing as they couldn't bombard this turn. The Scots have come along around the corner in the corridor to support the right and just worry about the pack down the road. And then the AAA has advanced up on the road to threaten the field. And that is about it.
All right. Any shooting, do you think?
Shooting-wise, not really. Anything other than maybe we didn't contact a lot of the field lines. So, yeah, I don't think so. Anything. Honestly, had thought we would have none, but I guess we could shoot some Scots. One. He's got line of sight to nothing. Priest there. I actually should have moved them all up into that corridor, but we could shoot a 50 with the priest, or not the priest, the Scots.
Okay.
We got 2 of them that'll have moving. And are they over 16? Yeah, we're going to say just. So 5s.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have 3 of them.
Of course you do. And things kick off with Ben rolling absurdly high numbers of hits.
We do like 50s. They never actually quite deliver as much as I'd hope.
Here's where you're probably going to kill 3 Fallschirmjäger. Well, only 1. Okay.
But first blood, 50.
Right. We'll
All
be
right.
back with...
I think that's honestly it. So, yeah, we'll go right into German 2
turn
and
two.
the real start of the slaughter.
All right, German turn 2 movement. Not much happened. On this flank, I just pulled the Martyrs slightly back from the hedgerow so that they couldn't just be sniped by Stuarts next turn. And I moved 2 infantry teams over to the corner. Oh, sorry, he's supposed to be right there in the corner to block off some of the movement along this corridor because I'm expecting that's what's going to happen. Over here, my Fallschirmjäger platoon advanced up to the objective. and then attempted to follow me but failed. So my heavy machine guns pushed forward and into the contact with the bocage. And then over there on the left flank, only a couple of teams moved up from that Fallschirmjäger platoon to contact the Hedgerow. Ben graciously left his anti-aircraft platoon within range of my Panzerschrecks. So we're going to attempt to shoot something. And yeah, we'll actually be right back with some shooting. Alright, we kicked the shooting phase off. I dropped some smoke with the Fallschirmjäger mortar there. Just I kind of put them in a bad spot, so it is what it is. We're going to start things off now with those two Panzerschrecks over on the left flank shooting at the quad, or no, sorry, the 37mm guns. So needing 5s to hit. And missing.
Whew. That was a misplay on my part. I forgot about the Panzerschrecks. It's been a while since I had to face like actual Shreks, not just like Fausts.
Yeah, well, I brought a lot of infantry. I needed some guns. I think the next thing I'm going to do is grab some dice and be right back. Yeah, so next up we're going to do these teams here. They're going to fire into the building there. Now they're moving rate of fire, so 2 shots for the machine gun, 1 shot each for the rifle MGs, and they're out of command, so they're adding +1 because they moved. So you are careful and in concealment, so I'm hitting you on 6s because of the +1 for being out of command. I'll get a hit on a rifle team because I'm not concerned about your bazookas this time.
Are we in range to misdirect it?
You're, I think, over 6.
Over 6? We'll try and put on a bazooka, which we don't. So we'll put it on a rifle.
Can we keep that for your infantry saving throw?
No, I was like, good thing that wasn't the saving throw.
Hey! Can I get a 6? No, I got a 3. Okay. So next, the heavy machine guns over on this flank. 2, 4, 6, 8 at movement rate of fire. So 2 shots each into the rifle platoon there in the lavender field. Now I am in command on these ones. So I'm just hitting you on a 5 because you're in concealment. And I'm going to make your machine gun the initial target because I'm really
fair.
close to that 30 cal.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So hitting on 5, so I get 3 hits, 1 on the 30 cal, and then we'll just put 1 on each of the 2 flanking MGs, or rifle teams rather.
Okay. No bulletproof cover, so I need to make these saves. The machine gun, and then the 2 rifles.
Hey, I killed the team. All right, and that is not completely my shooting phase because I forgot I still have 2 mortars I can spot. Except I moved up to where I'd want to spot them, so
Is it the end? What do we got?
Yeah, I think you know what? I'm going to attempt to spot my 120s. These guys right on here using this team to spot. As we discussed, I can see over the bocage from the hilltop. So I'm going to say because of the hill, I can't see anything this far over, so I'm just going to put it right on top of that M10. Now, I am only trained, so 4+, becoming a 5+ because of the train. Nope. Nope. And nope. Okay. That will be my turn. On to American, turn 2.
All right, then we see the power of artillery. We hope.
Okay, I forgot a few things.
He totally doesn't know anyone would be in that tower, but he's going to assume someone's in that tower and shoot at it anyway.
My Flak 88 is going to shoot at it. You're over 16, you're concealed, so I'm going to hit you on a 6. Well, I am stationary, so 2 shots.
Is it 6 or 7?
Over 16, concealed, you moved, so not gone to ground. 4, 5, 6.
I'm going to ground. I didn't shoot, and I'm concealed.
But you moved. Got to be stationary to be gone to ground.
Maybe. It's been a while since we played.
Yeah, recon troops can be gone to ground.
Oh, yes,
while moving.
yes, that's it.
But
like,
irregular troops, unfortunately not.
I was like, is that with vehicles or something? Okay, sure.
All right, so 3 up save?
Yeah, that's on my dice next.
No. That's fair. And then this Pack 40 is just going to shoot at some half tracks over 16. And
What can he see?
can he see?
I thought I'd set it up.
I can see the guy farther back. So I can see those back 2, but they're concealed.
These ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 6 is to hit? No. Okay, now that's my turn. Now onto General Motors.
Yes. Okay. Not as much movement as I wanted to hope for because he was able to claim some pretty commanding positions on the hedgerows. So I'm going to have to really rely on some artillery coming in. We did get the planes. Planes are going to... They pretty much everywhere except the far field was going to face AA. Getting these martyrs down will be a big help because then I can use the armor to punch through the hedgerows. So that's where they're going to prioritize coming in with some rocket strikes. Over here then in the meantime, to face off, the Greyhounds and the Stuarts have lined up. I would have crossed into that field, but the airplane danger close pretty much cut me off other than just like a half-inch into the field. So we lined up. Rangers are staged behind them, ready to follow if we can get some of the anti-tank clear in order to push through. Over here, we've moved a little mortar jeep up to be able to see through the hedgerow onto the hill. The half-tracks have lined up to be able to start firing just suppressive fire through the hedgerows. Here, the bazookas mostly have led the way to push forward. The rest of it has lined up with the rifles. The machine guns have stayed stationary with a corridor so they can start pinning down the enemy machine guns. The blue platoon in the field tried to dig in and failed, but they stayed stationary so that all of the platoon and their support tracks can counter fire, because this is where everything's going to come to head. And then over here, not as much movement as I hope. I kind of got jammed in with the smoke and not wanting to get too close to the Shreks. I did back off out of the 8, so he's got to cross the hedgerow if he wants to shoot. Honestly, I was almost tempted to try and go in with an assault, but unfortunately the vehicles all on this side are open top. Not where I want to be assaulting Jaegers. So we're just going to have to hold off for that smoke to dissipate and start unloading into them.
All right.
That's the shooting, or the movement. We're going to go into that shooting.
We'll be right back with that
In a moment.
Okay.
All right, we're going to start with the planes.
Yep.
So Brownfield or something.
Yeah, we'll roll there. The Flag Veerling have a stationary rate of fire 5, and the 88s get 1 shot each in self-defense, or sorry, in anti-air. So they're going to be the gray dice. The green dice will be the Flag Veerling. I'm hitting you on a 5+ apparently. Badoop. So we got an 88 hit. That's not bad. And 2 Flag Veerlings. So 1 Flag Veerling on each because it has to, and then an 88 on, we'll say, the lead. So 88 save on him.
Okay, so the first one we'll do is the 88 save.
Thank the gods. Okay, and then I guess yeah, I figured you'd save those.
An 88 save.
What's the firepower in the 88?
3+.
Probably. Yep.
I was hoping I'd fail, if anything, the flak verling, and you'd fail the firepower.
Oh God!
Oh no! Yes! I can't remember failing a firepower. Alternatively, to me, that is when I pass one. But whoo! Oh baby!
Wish I had 1 point to have spent on lucky. Well, so
all right. Well, that's that, and we'll be able to go into some rockets and any other artillery bombardments. We'll be back probably after that because there's probably several.
All right, take us through what happened during your shooting phase.
All right, mixed bag, but actually some shocking moments. There's a lot of small arms, so we did do it just off camera because it was a lot of dice and a lot of firepower with everything in hedgerows. I opted over here. I wasn't feeling confident with ranging in. We kind of rolled it afterwards, and it was 50-50. Would have been exact same result. We used guns on the martyrs, and we ended up bailing out one of them in the end. We used all the cannon shots, everything here. Nothing happened. The exciting stuff was all the small arms from the guys in the field actually passed firepower tests. Their 6+ firepower, and killed 3 of the machine gun platoon, and then a bunch of the small arms and machine guns from the half track. Killed a couple of the Fallschirmjägers and pinned them down. Over here, all the rest of it has failed. The only kills were in the center, but they were actually some pretty important kills, knocking out 3 of the machine gun platoon, putting it down to a last stand, and killing a couple members of the Fallschirmjäger platoon there and pinning them down. That's it for the shooting. We put in a couple ranged in markers, and we got a ranged in, or that's the pin down, sorry, but a couple ranged in. We did range in on the hill with the M12s, so that will be for next turn. It ranged in on the 3rd, so we killed 1 team, but we missed the rest, but it is a good position for us to have a repeat, and yeah, that was it for shooting. I am debating with that center pin down and having taken out vastly more machine guns than statistically I expected, whether I want to assault. So I'm just going to kind of run some mental math, and we'll be back in a moment to decide that, or if we go into the top of Germans.
All right, so Ben did charge in.
We had an exciting little assault where I contacted the last machine gun member.
Yeah, I did some defense
fire.
fire.
Did not drive it back, but it did kill 2 of the 3 assaulting teams.
Yep.
Last team
was a bazooka, failed to kill the machine gun. You counterattacked with your Jaegers and everyone. Then I counterattacked and drove a giant back and forth before I finally broke off, as you can evidence. Not before I managed to finish the machine gun and kill, what was it, two Fallschirmjägers?
Yep, 2 rifle
Two
MGs
Jaegers
and the last of the machine
in
gun
exchange
platoon.
for 2 bazookas and 2 rifles. So 50-50 trade, but getting rid of the last of the machine guns. I'm happy with that. And I mean, Jaegers are better trained than rifles. We really didn't fix our bayonets. I had a lot of 3s.
That's what happens when you assault with bazookas. There's nowhere to put a bayonet.
That's true. But honestly, I'm still pretty happy with the assault. That position is going to be back and forth, I think, a few of those. So that was an exciting start. And we're into the top of German 2 from there.
All right.
Or German 3. Yeah, already. Look
We'll
at
be
that.
back with that.
Top of 3, finally into command step phase. Yeah.
Gonna remount this murder on a 4+. Off the table it goes. He will not remount, so last
stand.
I'll
is
do the
good,
last
right?
stand now, even though it would be after the...
Yeah.
And they run away.
Oh. Didn't kill him, but honestly, that works.
I'll mark that in a second. Unpin the infantry platoon. They don't unpin.
All right. That's...
Unpin the Fallschirmjägers. That's very cocked. They
They're good.
unpin. And then the stuff over here. So unpin the Grenadiers here. With a... No, they're out of the company commander reroll. Okay. Unpin the company commander. He doesn't unpin, but he rerolls for himself. So he unpins. And then the pack for 38s. They unpin.
That was it. They didn't get pinned down over there.
No, you didn't hit enough.
Not enough.
All right.
So, no. Yeah.
We'll be back with movement.
Okay, take us through the movement.
Movement. So
Big
on
turn.
the left flank, my Fallschirmjäger have abandoned the bush there. They moved across into the roadway, and then I attempted to follow me to just give them that extra bit of movement to get out from underneath the template, and it did not work, so that might hurt. In the center, the Fallschirmjäger in that section dug in. The pack 38s crossed here through the trench, the hedgerow, and the Fallschirmjäger company commander moved up as well. I also sent forward a single heavy machine gun from this grenadier platoon on the hill just to support with some defensive fire. On over here, this beach grenadier platoon, I just pulled back 2 MG42s and the command team from them. Just to provide some more support over there, trying to stay out from underneath the bombardment. I had to leave the Grenadier Company Commander stationary so he could do some spotting this turn. And then everything else just kind of stayed still, going to ground unless I decide to shoot them. So we'll be back with some shooting. Okay, so not a lot of shooting for me this turn because most of my stuff doesn't have line of sight due to placement.
Common in the
digging
bocage.
So what did I do? I dropped a smoke bombardment to help
Big one.
protect my Fallschirmjäger.
That's pretty important,
So
yeah.
no machine guns without you moving up will be able to fire, and because it's not blocking your line of sight, you're going to add that +1 the score needed to hit for the artillery.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it'll help.
You ranged in your 8.
Oh yeah, the 8cm mortars, they did range in on the
house
third
here.
attempt and managed to kill a single rifle team. So big turn for me. I really wish I had something that could shoot right now, but it is what it is. We're holding the point. We're dug in now.
Yeah,
We're in a
it's all
solid
back and forth
position.
on that center point.
So we'll be heading into American turn 3, and we'll see what comes.
Bottom of 3.
All right, American starting step. We got that rifle platoon over there with a couple of
Yeah,
reroll.
rifle got hit with the mortar. Reroll. They do.
Oh,
Just
just once. If you could stay 10, that'd be awesome. Is that
I
it?
don't have anything bailed. Yeah.
Oh no, they're pinned down.
Oh,
they fell
yes,
back.
fell back from the
platoons.
assault. So yeah, good. And the other one does not. So we have
Okay,
a pin down on the center team there.
I'll take it. Oh, planes.
We do.
Which ones do you want to roll for first? Oster?
Yeah, he hasn't showed up. Oster
Okay.
still doesn't.
And they
I
don't.
needed a 4.
Okay.
We don't get the planes this turn. All right.
Be back
But
after
you know
some
what?
big movement.
They led to the reason
Yeah,
the
that's
martyrs
fair.
ran off.
That is
so
fair.
I'm still going to count it as a win for them.
How many points were there?
Like 9 points. They're not a wild amount.
much-
They
how much
can
are two
do a
martyrs?
lot. 2 of them, 8 points.
So I'm still up.
I'm still counting it in their favor.
That's fair.
They're going to allow these tanks to open the door.
We'll see.
I hope.
We'll be back with movement.
Okay.
All right, take us through your movement.
All right. Trying to keep the pressure on. So over here, with the Martyrs pushed back, the Stuarts gone in full force, hoping to try and assault in. The Rangers going to go up and follow them as well. Hopefully between the two we can break through that line. Greyhounds come around to follow them as a third. Over here, we moved some of the guys off the hedge line except the machine guns. Forward, we're off the line really there, so we can, but we're back where we can set up for an assault. These guys obviously couldn't move forward this turn, they're being pinned down. But over here we did move the half-track mortars up, just because I just do not have enough that I can spot with for them to get any visibility back there. The half-tracks for the guys in the house have come through the smoke, along with the Scots, to try and hammer that platoon while it's on the move. We are going to block our repeat, but we brought in enough machine guns to hopefully counter the loss of that. And the AAA platoon has moved up here to deal with the Fallschirmjäger rear guard, and then set up to fight off those mortars. So that's we blocked our repeats. He's moved out from under there, but the movement itself, pretty aggressive move forward. Hopefully, at least these two flank sides of the road, and can kind of create a cauldron for this objective in the center.
Right.
We'll go into that shooting.
We'll see how that goes. We'll be back after the artillery. All right, recap for us the shooting phase.
Eventful in some places, anticlimactic in others. We'll start over here. Over here we had a couple ranger shots and all of the machine guns, because I was focusing on more pinning them down. Definitely pinned them down. Didn't kill anyone. Little mortar up here did range in. Actually took out a grenadier from the forest, and at least he's now ranged in. On top of that, the M12s. Time on target into that field there. It was actually, I think, ranged in about here, just because of the danger close. But with the time on target was devastating. We took out the one member of the Grenadier platoon. We took out a couple Fallschirmjägers. We took out a pack. Took out one of the Fallschirmjäger company commanders. That was a hard blow. Anticlimactically over here, we had all of this firing in. We took out the Shrek, and then he saved all of the regular Grenadiers, Fallschirmjäger, sorry, and all of the anti-air flak shot into the two guys in the field, who also all lived. Shouldn't have had that one. We did use the last two attempts for the priests from the company commander, saying we time untargeted with the M12s. Trying to land up on the 88. We failed to range in both of those. So that was a shooting. Mostly would have been a failure, except for that time on target M12. Really brought the turn back. I'm just going to debate any potential assaults here for a moment. We'll be back in a sec.
All right, so he contacted in, succeeded in killing a single
We grounded a machine gun
team, and I just fell back.
Failed to kill the Faust, unfortunately, but then you ran.
Didn't run, tactically retreated. Got a better position to go to now.
That's fair, and I just consolidated back off the hedge line, and that's it. There was no other assaults that are tactically viable. We're going into top of 4 German turn.
Yep, we'll be back. All right, so gonna unpin. They unpin. And gonna unpin. I don't think they are unpin.
Actually. You're confident?
Yeah.
So no.
Cool. Fallschirmjäger. Yeah, they got hit by artillery. They unpin.
They do.
Fallschirmjäger commander. Does reroll. He does not unpin. The 5 centimeters. They unpin. Don't think he was actually hit, so he's not pinned.
No, and he was in his own platoon.
Oh, no. He's part of this platoon who was hit.
Oh, up there.
They unpin. With a command reroll. They don't unpin. So he does stay pinned. And the platoon that fell back. They don't get a reroll, and the 88 technically was pinned. He unpins. Okay, so lots to stay pinned, and we'll be back after movement.
German turn 4 movement?
Yep. So on this flank, the Fallschirmjägers hopped into the blockage protection.
The road, yep.
The rear guard moved over. They were about here. Then did follow me. They were able to get in. The last part of this platoon that was there just fell back to here, so they don't get too confused
just
up.
Group up a bit.
Well, I don't want to confuse the two platoons.
Yeah, fair.
Over here, I have those 3 teams from this platoon. The commander and one of the MGs just moved back down to the hedgerow here. The other MG hopped over here to provide some defensive fire protection from the Rangers. The Grenadier platoon that was in there fell back onto this side of the tree line so they can get protection with the 88 and the extra Panzerfaust for defensive fire. And then over here, my pack 5 centimeters successfully did a blitz move, so they moved slightly over to the right, which will take one of them out of the bombardment. Yeah, so we'll be back with probably the recap of my shooting, because I'm kind of enjoying just recapping at the end of this.
With the amount of small arms we have, I know you like to dice roll sometimes, but it's a lot of small arms and
in
artillery.
a very condensed area.
As opposed to like big, cool tank shots. So,
yep, we'll be back with some shooting.
Strata 4. Shooting?
Not great. I killed a Scot and a half-track.
You did actually, okay. You did get the mortar jeep. I was like, was that?
Yeah, and
an armored jeep?
Alright, so on this flank, I very intelligently forgot that they were ranged in on the house and could repeat bombardment. That's on me. I ranged them in on the AA and failed to do anything. Pack 40 shot and missed at the Scots.
No,
Pack 40 shot. It killed a Scot.
Yeah.
And then it was a Panzerfaust and Panzer Shrek that killed the half-track.
Yep.
Everything else essentially missed. They stayed not shooting, so they're gone to ground. I should probably mark that so I don't forget. This 5 centimeter attempted to shoot a half-track and missed. This 5 centimeter put some shots into him and missed. A couple of MGs opened up on him, hit him twice, but didn't succeed in getting him. That was about it. Killed the. It was my mortars. I ranged my mortars on the mortar half track specifically, and actually killed it.
You did. That's right.
So that's the most successful turn I've had in shooting so far. So we'll be back with American turn 4. All right, American starting step.
So we do have an unpin.
Yep.
And then our plane arrival. So the one that was stayed pinned from last turn is up and ready to go now.
Boo.
And planes. AOP, who has, I don't know why we took him out of the case, arrives.
Hey.
Finally, regular planes. That was my 4. This will be the 3. Oh, we do get the whole Air Force.
All right.
The might of America.
Back after some movement.
All right. American, bottom of 4.
Yep.
Hoping for a pretty decisive turn. So over here, we had the Rangers turned and moved this way. Actually, I got to double check their range because they're going to do a follow me.
They don't need to.
Which they fail anyway, so it's a good thing they don't. Well, they don't need to, but it was just going to get them closer. Stewarts, some crossed. One failed to cross, and the furthest one didn't even have enough really movement to do attempt. Over here, Greyhounds moved up. One of them crossed, the other failed. But they're just going to start dealing with the mortars on that flank. This obviously coming to consolidate the center. Over here, the 2 rifle platoons have moved way up. Machine guns have come up to do supporting fire. All the bazookas and rifles, including some in the house, have crossed for a mass assault with the Rangers to gain the objective this turn. And over here, the AAA platoon moved up to deal with the other flanking mortars. And the half-tracks have just kind of scooted back to keep myself out of potential artillery bombardment range on those grenadiers. The Scots, wasn't even sure what to do with them at this stage. They might bombard something, or they're just going to trade maybe some direct fire shots into the pack. It's kind of a waste of them, but at this point it's going to be down to the infantry on this objective. And the planes are coming in up on the hill. They're just kind of roughly placed, just the amount of terrain, but they're coming in to hit this side of the hill, and the AOP as an extra spotter is trying to sitting around the crown of the hill.
He just wanted to give me something to shoot at.
Yeah, so that's going to be it. We got some artillery going to come in. Got some assaults we're going to be gearing up for and doing the shooting to prepare for. Hopefully an exciting turn.
All right, we'll be back with that. All right, bottom of turn 4, end of American shooting. Germans are starting to look real thin on the ground.
So there was some exciting. We'll start with exciting for Americans over here. We did take out 3 of the mortars.
Yep.
That was great. Up here, the Stuarts all split fired. Took out some grenadiers. Took out both packs because they were behind the gun shields for some of them. Took out the extra machine gun. The repeat bombardment completely missed the Fallschirmjägers, but did kill the company commander. So that's a nice little side victory. And then a lot of fire over here. We tried to even smoke that pack nest. We did fail. They failed to kill those mortars. So most of that was anticlimactic. Climactic for the Germans.
I shot down 2 planes.
Yeah, the Flakverlings
Ever happened?
rolled, 6 or 7
6
hits?
out of 10 shots.
Out of 10 on the
hit
5 plus.
37s.
And took out both planes.
Passed 3 firepowers, to blow it out of the sky.
Passed 3 firepowers after I failed 2 saves in one and a save on the other.
But you did get one back with the...
and then, the AOP did range in the priests, took out another one of the Flakverling trucks and a couple of the grenadiers. We also had an extra range in attempt that ranged to 60 on the hill. So we're going to take out the little pocket in revenge. That does leave us critically in a good place here in the center.
So he says.
For shooting to go into our assaults, I think, to try and lock down the objective and hold it till the 6th turn.
All right.
So yeah, we'll be back in a moment with some assaults through the hedge into these Jaegers here.
All
right, so another back and forth assault. I passed 2 counterattacks. You passed 3. We fed men in. I fed men in on the second from the 2nd platoon. You brought in a couple from your 2nd platoon.
Yep.
Finally, on my 3rd counterattack, I failed and broke off. So I've been pushed back. But that left no one left but the guy from the other platoon who just consolidated back into command to stay with his team. And the objective is arguably, I might be close enough, but kind of sitting in an open pocket of bodies.
Yep.
We're going into the top of 5 for Germans.
Let's see if I can pull anything out of my hat.
Yeah, let's see what can close in anymore.
Got some unpins. Going to start here. They unpin.
That's a good important one.
What's left of that platoon? We'll unpin. The Grenadiers up here.
Your hill's a little bit
I don't have
wonky.
formation commander anymore, so they'll stay pinned. The other Grenadier company will unpin. The Flak 88.
At least
I
your
can't
stuff can
remember
respond
if
this
it
turn.
was pinned or not.
I think it has been.
So it's pinned then.
It's been getting hit by artillery.
It's marked with an anti-aircraft.
That's ranging.
Oh. Cheating now. I think that's all my unpins. So let's go into my movement. We'll be back with that. All right.
So,
not much in movement.
gotta move something.
Fallschirmjäger platoon. Oh, I forgot I was going to follow me them. Ba-doop.
That's what happened to me when I forgot and rolled on
commander
camera.
reroll.
You can't
It's a morale check.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, well, yeah. I gave it to you
Let
last
us know
time.
if we're wrong.
No, we're definitely wrong. I gave it to you last time.
All right, we're going to double check this. 1 sec, guys. Yeah, no, Ben is right. It stipulates it's only remounts, rallies, last stands, and...
Yeah, we did it last time just to get you off the road.
It was fun.
That
though.
was fair.
But that's okay. So, yeah, they moved up. What was left of this Grenadier platoon that actually has weapons for assault, they moved forward, leaving the MG team and the Shrek behind. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to roll straight into some shooting, and we'll be back with the recap. Okay, shooting phase. Attempted to range in the mortars. They failed. Nothing else has line of sight for bombardments. So what we wound up doing...
Here?
Pardon?
Everything came down to the field.
Oh, yeah, right about here. Couple of lucky Panzerfaust and Panzerschreck shots.
All rolled 6s to hit.
But did not actually kill anything.
Firepowered.
And then I put a couple of shots into there with what I had. They could not shoot because they attempted to follow me. They didn't hit. I got 3 hits, I think, and you saved just saves, and that's really about it because most of my stuff's been pinned down. It can't move to actually get line of sight. Yeah, so it's going to come down to an assault, so we'll be back with that. Alright, so that's a mistake on my part. I, for some reason, this entire game thought defensive fire was 6 inches of range. It was 8, so...
Fall back.
Lots
Clear
of
6,
ability.
but defensive fire 8.
So I did try to charge. It did not work.
Almost.
If you defensive fire, can you defensive fire again?
No. No, I don't think.
We'll have to double
I
check
think there
that.
was a rule on that at one time, and I don't remember now.
We'll be right back. Yeah, okay, so the rules don't stipulate anything about it, so we must be thinking either a different game or an earlier edition. So I'm going to call
Yeah,
that
that's a
my
different game.
turn, and we'll go into the bottom of turn 5 with American starting step.
We do have a starting step.
Ah, you got a bunch of remounts.
Yeah, I've
Fail them all,
got, got some pin down. Remount on a Veteran Stewart. Just the confident. So just 3 of them. Only one of them remounts.
I'll take that. Do you have anyone pinned? Oh, that platoon there.
We do. We have
Just
the pin
that
from the
platoon.
last assault.
Oh, and then a last stand on Scots.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yay.
No, they don't rally. The Scots. The Scots. I think it's just confident. I believe.
Unless they
Double
got, because they're veteran, they might have a better last stand.
They do have a better last stand. But yeah, just confident.
Hey!
Oh, no, I won't. I don't even know what I thought he had a remount. But yeah, no, he's just straight runs.
I'll take that.
Oh, that's what you get for failing to hit him with smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so on to movement. We'll be back with that.
Yeah. I know it's a bit long, but he's 130 points in Bocage. What do you
I know.
expect? All right. Mostly trying to close the pocket. Other Greyhound made it across the fence. Jeep didn't, but they've moved up there to start closing up the flank of there. Other Stewarts made it across to support the unit. A couple half tracks moved across just to get everybody moved up. Rangers moved forward to try and assault everyone back, along with the support from some of these other armored rifles that have been going into the fight over and over. They've done a couple assaults now. The other platoon unfortunately can't help this time being pinned down. And their half tracks, only one of them managed to cross to lend any support fire. I did remember I have a third armored rifle that was in the house, some of them even back in the church, so they've leapt frog forward. And the rest of it has mostly stayed stationary just to bring in support. The AOP did arrive. We actually did forget last turn a last stand on the AA for the Germans, so that actually did run off the table. So at least it's a little bit safer for that AOP. That's going to be where we're at.
All right, we'll be back after shooting. All right, so just a very, very brief recap here. Ben used most of his shooting. He finished off the 120s.
Killed the mortar.
Yeah, that's the
Killed the guys
120s.
in the loose field.
Killed them
We got
there.
the platoon that
Did
was
not
there,
kill the Shrek
and
until the very end.
Took a lot to kill that
Yeah,
Shrek.
you really did. Like everything shot at.
You shot down the AOP.
I did. Oh,
With an
yes.
88.
Yes, both 88s fired at the AOP, hitting him twice. Ben failed to saves, and I
And the rest of everything
blew it out of the
did
sky.
not a lot. We find I did pass the nest firepower
yes.
with machine guns to kill
50
the Pack 40 finally.
Yep.
Fire 6 plus firepowers has been pulling it off today.
Oh, so much.
And then otherwise we went right into an assault.
We went into the assault, so the Rangers would contact the Falstrom Jaeger.
Rangers killed the Jaegers who
fell back.
and fell back.
And then Ben
Actually,
charged
yeah, then
the
the Stewarts assaulted
I
the
had
nest.
4 potential shots. I had the 88. He hit and killed the Stewart. And then a
All
Pelter
Fausts.
Shrek and 2 different Fausts from 2 different platoons that were there. Oh, they all missed. So that will
We killed the nest. We
push
failed
me
the
off
counterattack.
every potential
The
objective.
scattered platoons fell back.
We'd be going into my 6th turn with Ben holding all 3 objectives, and I am super pinned down, so we're going to call it there. So, good game, Ben. Good game. Very aggressive and fast play.
And some fun excitement.
Yeah, no, that
Honestly,
was fun.
Yeah, we'll save it for recap. But we had a lot of fun.
We'll just do the recap
Hedgerow
here.
fire cap. You know what? Yeah, because honestly, the Air Force was fun arriving. You got a lot of fun shooting them down. All the machine guns, the Scots, them shooting these Jaegers in the field and doing nothing.
Yep.
Couldn't kill like 30 shots killing Jaegers in the field. Open, not cover, hitting them on 4s. Couldn't kill them.
Yep.
Killed one Shrek. I mean, it was Shrek, but still, they couldn't kill the mortars. The artillery didn't contribute a lot.
Honestly, I expected it to do more.
I had the 1 M12 that was a nice hit.
Well, it didn't kill a lot, but it did do a lot in so much as it kept me pinned
Kept you
down.
pinned.
It pinned so much.
You did fail to unpin a few times, but honestly, the biggest gap was that turn 2.
Well, yeah, where you took out
Where-
the machine guns right up there.
The rifles and the LMGs
Yep.
passed 3 6+ firepowers and took out 3 of the machine guns,
Yep.
opening the door for an assault. Getting the ability to get out of this field and start contesting that field and not get stuck in the Lilac field, which is still close to what happened, even with that, until I got through the flank, was big. And then actually, luckily that the Martyrs ran or just didn't get killed by the cannons.
Yeah.
When the cannons failed to kill them, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks.
But then
I'm going to lose another turn trying to deal with them. But then they ran, and that opened up, clearing that field and sending all of my assault.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if they necessarily really would have added much to the game.
It may not have.
4 shots, and they had to hit.
You had to hit. It may have done nothing, but
yeah, I know,
always a gamble.
It was more the threat of them that was doing.
Yeah, it was definitely the threat of them. Because I didn't want to send the Rangers into the machine guns, and I couldn't send the Stuarts in with the defensive fire from them, and it was 50-50. So that was still a big break for the air power, for as much as it did nothing else after until it got shut down. But it was passing a couple 6+ firepowers.
I again made some poor choices in deployment, mostly down to I for some reason thought defensive fire was 6 inches, so I was trying to spread out my ability to defensive fire with my guns. I really shouldn't have put the Fallschirmjäger on that flank. I should have concentrated them.
You weren't bad. I'm not even sure. Is that a grenadier platoon?
Yeah,
I feel like that one should have been more involved.
Well, that one was there mostly because it was defensive firing that pack gun. So if you'd contacted it, they would have all shot.
Yeah, but there's so much fighting going here.
No, I know. But then they got pinned and couldn't advance. That was the problem. They
yes, if they got pinned,
they've been pinned almost this entire game.
And it was a caught out to have the Fallschirmjäger over there, and then you got completely saved, both between the smoke and then the fact that the one turn. I should have almost wiped that platoon.
Well, I'm just thinking I should have used them as my main offensive thrust. I should have put both platoons here in the center and put the grenadiers on that flank. And then what was the other thing I was thinking? The artillery. I honestly expected it to do more. I mean, it did a lot of killing, but I was so worried about grouping up and giving you extra shots.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't use. I had, I think, 9 at count artillery templates worth of attacks with the Scots, who never once fired a bombardment, the 60s from all the units who never fired a bombardment, the Jeep that got killed after 1.
Yep.
And then other was just the Priest, the M12s. They only fired 1 bombardment. The mortar half-tracks, and the other 2 were using up all of my, because everything needed 5s really, to range in, and the AOP missed the first 3 where things weren't danger close to get enough spotters. And the commanders with the Hedgerow, even with all the radios on my platoon commanders, just had trouble being against a Hedgerow that gave them line of sight where I wanted on a turn they didn't have to move to get there.
Yep.
And then also weren't just going to get machine gunned by the 20 guys on the other side next turn. The artillery was a bigger threat than it was productive.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I mean, in the end, it was that threat that put me out of position and pinned me down. So
yeah, and the pin downs. The pin downs did help. There was a couple there that were pretty helpful. But we had a lot of fun assaults.
Oh yeah, no, that was. I think some of the best.
3 big assaults. Almost all of them went 2 or 3 rounds, except the last one, which you just fell back from.
Yeah.
And that were just back and forth as more and more guys got fed
into the grist.
Because there was a lot of people in range, but only so many that we had space to contact. So you'd be like, 4 guys go in, 3 of them die, 4 more guys go in. But yeah, honestly, still a good match.
No,
that's
what
Bocage happens. It was a slog. It was a slog right in the center.
Definitely do not suggest 130 points on a 4x4 foot table for Bocage, unless you want to be here for what do we have? 5 hours now?
A little while. It's also been a little while since we played a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say that it counts for about a half hour. But yeah, no, that was a good game. Thank you as always, Ben, for coming onto the channel and kicking my ass.
It's great to break out a lot of the industry.
Yeah,
the whole industry.
It really was. Today. And we haven't played Flames War in a little while now, so this will be one of our June games. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I will eventually get those Fantasy Goblin games they've been promising up.
Yeah, we have 2 more from way back, and the Beastman.
I know. Actually, the Beastman
is still sitting on the phone. We've done a few more battles than he's been posting, but it has been both a lot going on, and then a lot of not editing time even after you've got a day to film it.
Being away and then the miscarriage. And it's been a lot lately. But yeah, no, we got that. I'm probably going to do a collab, maybe a beach landing with Joe Saunders from Miniature Landscape Hobbies, so watch for that. And if we can find the time, I'm going to have Ben do a beach landing, because, I mean,
I just need to get myself a couple little units.
I've got some.
And to make some of these guys into assault companies.
I'm not running a beach defense company for that. I'm bringing Recon SS, and they're going to sit there with machine guns on the beach line.
That's fine. I've got unlimited boats. Unlimited boats. 15 minutes away. I'll go get more.
Oh, man. And then we will have an announcement sometime next month about our next big game project. Hint, it has something to do with Sharps Eagles. So keep an eye out for that. So remember, guys, we're pulling for you. Just keep sticks on the ice.
Take care, everyone.